The ticking of the grandfather clock echoed through the Jin family's living room, each strike deepening Jungkook's unease. His father sat across from him, face lined with exhaustion, hands trembling slightly as they gripped a glass of water. Next to him sat Kim Min-seok, his father's best friend, calm, collected, and intimidating. And beside Min-seok, lounging as though the tension in the room didn't exist, was Kim Taehyung. Kim Taehyung, with his tailored black suit, his sharp jawline, and the air of superiority he always carried. His long fingers tapped lazily against the armrest of the sofa, his dark eyes trained on Jungkook like a predator waiting for its prey. Jungkook's stomach churned. "Mr. Jian," hesitant, "Kook, you're old enough to understand. Our company, it's on the brink of collapse." Jungkook, frowning, "What do you mean collapse?" "You said the contracts were stable, Mr. Jian," sighing heavily, "that was before. Now, the only way out is, with Min-seok's help." Jungkook glanced at Kim Min-seok, then at Taehyung, who smirked as though he already knew what was coming. Jungkook, narrowing his eyes, "And what exactly is his help going to cost us?" Min-seok, calmly, with a hint of authority, "My son will marry you." The words struck like thunder. Jungkook's eyes widened, his breath catching in his throat. Jungkook, exploding, "What? That's insane. You can't just—" "Dad, tell me this is a joke." His father's gaze fell, shame pooling in his expression. "Mr. Jian," softly, "it's the only way, Jungkook. This merger, this alliance will save thousands of employees and secure your future, Jungkook," voice trembling with anger. "By selling me off like property." Taehyung finally spoke, his deep, rich voice carrying both arrogance and amusement. Taehyung, smirking, "Relax, Jungkook. It's just a contract marriage. 2 years. Play the role, keep up appearances, then you'll be free to run back to whatever life you want." Jungkook, snapping, "Don't call me that. And don't act like this is nothing. I don't want to marry you." Taehyung, leaning forward, eyes sharp, "Do you think I want this? You think I dreamed of marrying a spoiled, hot-tempered brat who can't even look me in the eye without glaring? Trust me, sweetheart, you're not my type either." The nickname dripped with sarcasm. Jungkook's fists clenched so tightly his knuckles turned white. Jungkook, through gritted teeth, "Then why agree to this at all for the first time?" Taehyung's smirk faltered, his gaze flickering briefly to his father. Taehyung, coldly, regaining composure, "Because unlike you, I understand duty. And I do not run away when my family needs me." The jab hit deep. Jungkook's face burned with fury, but before he could retort, his father's voice broke the tension. "Mr. Jian," pleading, "Please, Jungkook. Just think about it. For the company. For me." Jungkook turned to him, his chest aching at the desperation in his father's eyes. He felt trapped, cornered by loyalty and betrayal all at once. Taehyung rose smoothly to his feet, towering over Jungkook with that same suffocating confidence. He leaned down just enough for only Jungkook to hear. Taehyung, low, almost a whisper, "You don't have to like me, Jungkook. Just sign the papers. I'll make sure you don't regret it too much." Jungkook's heart pounded wildly, a confusing mix of anger and something he refused to name. He glared up at Taehyung, his voice firm despite the storm inside him. "Jungkook, I hate you." Taehyung's lips curled into the faintest smile, unreadable, almost taunting. "Taehyung, good. Then we'll be perfect for each other." The deal was sealed in silence. Jungkook felt the walls of his world closing in, but in Taehyung's eyes, there was something dangerous, something pulling him closer despite every reason to stay away. The grand hall glittered under 1,000 crystal chandeliers. Rows of white roses decorated the aisle, a stage at the far end lit brightly as guests murmured in admiration. To the outside world, this was a love story, a perfect union between two wealthy families. But Jungkook knew the truth. This was a transaction. His freedom for his father's company. The tuxedo felt heavy on his body, the tie choking his throat as he stood stiffly beside Taehyung at the altar. Whispering guest to another, "They look so perfect together, don't they? The Jian boy's so beautiful, and Taehyung, goodness, what a prince." The words made Jungkook's stomach twist. Perfect? They didn't know the truth. Taehyung stood beside him, calm and unbothered as ever. He looked every bit the part of a groom, elegant, composed, his sharp features glowing under the lights. When he leaned slightly toward Jungkook, his voice was low, mocking. "Taehyung," smirking, "you're trembling. Don't tell me you're nervous to marry me." Jungkook, hissing through clenched teeth, "Shut up. I'm trembling because I want to punch you." Taehyung, chuckling softly, "Careful, Jungkook. People are watching." Smile. Before Jungkook could retort, Taehyung's hand found his. Firm, possessive, warm. The sudden contact made Jungkook stiffen. He tried to pull away, but Taehyung's grip tightened. Jungkook, whispering harshly, "Let go." Taehyung, leaning close, whispering back, "If you embarrass me in front of all these people, I swear you'll regret it later." Jungkook's heart pounded in his chest, not from fear, but from the infuriating way Taehyung's breath brushed against his ear. His forced smile made his jaw ache as cameras flashed. The vows were exchanged, the ring slipped onto their fingers. Jungkook's fingers trembled as Taehyung's cool hands brushed his own. And then came the words that sealed it. "Priest, you may now kiss your spouse." Jungkook froze. His eyes darted to Taehyung, silently begging him not to, but Taehyung leaned in anyway. The kiss was brief but firm, his lips pressing against Jungkook's like a brand. Jungkook's eyes widened, his breath stolen, and when Taehyung pulled back, the smugness in his gaze made Jungkook's face burn. Taehyung, whispering against his ear as applause erupted, "Relax, Jungkook. It's only the beginning." The reception was a blur of handshakes, champagne glasses, and endless congratulations. Jungkook plastered on a smile, but every time Taehyung's hand slid around his waist for the cameras, his blood boiled. Later, when they were finally alone in the car, Jungkook yanked his hand free. "Jungkook," snapping, "don't ever kiss me like that again." Taehyung turned to him, eyes dark, lips curling into a dangerous smile. Taehyung, low voice, "Then you better learn fast, Jungkook. Because from now on, the world believes you're mine. And I don't share what's mine." Jungkook's heart stuttered, caught between fury and something he refused to acknowledge. He hated Taehyung. He hated this marriage. But why? Why did his chest tighten every time Taehyung looked at him like that? The heavy doors of the master bedroom closed with a click. Jungkook stood frozen, staring at the lavish room that was now supposed to be theirs. A king-size bed with silk sheets dominated the center, soft golden lamps casting warm shadows across the space. But to Jungkook, the room felt more like a prison cell. He tore off his tie and threw it onto a chair, running a hand through his messy hair. Jungkook, muttering, "Unbelievable. Just unbelievable." Behind him, Taehyung casually loosened his own tie, watching Jungkook with an amused expression. "Taehyung, you're acting like I dragged you here by force." Jungkook, snapping, turning around. "You did. You and your father, and mine. None of you even asked what I wanted." "I don't want this." Taehyung, cutting him off, calm but sharp. "And yet, here you are. Wearing my ring. Sleeping in my house. My husband." The word husband rolled off Taehyung's tongue with deliberate weight. Jungkook's face flushed with anger. "Jungkook, don't call me that. I'm not your husband. This is just a contract." Taehyung, stepping closer, voice dropping lower. "Maybe to you. But out there, to the world? You belong to me." Jungkook's breath hitched as Taehyung closed the distance, his tall frame looming over him. He instinctively stepped back until his back hit the wall. "Jungkook," voice unsteady but defiant, "stay away from me." Taehyung, leaning in, his lips inches from Jungkook's ear. "Why? Are you scared of me?" Jungkook shivered, his pulse racing, but his eyes flashed with stubborn fire. "Jungkook, I'm not scared of you. I hate you." Taehyung smirked, tilting his head, his deep voice dropping into something darker. "Taehyung, good. Hate keeps things interesting." His hand came up, brushing lightly against Jungkook's jawline, not forceful, but firm enough to make Jungkook's chest tighten. Jungkook slapped it away instantly, glaring. "Jungkook, angry, breathless, don't touch me." Taehyung chuckled, stepping back just enough to give him space. Taehyung, mockingly polite, "Fine. I won't touch you that night. But remember this, Jungkook." He turned away, loosening his shirt cuffs with deliberate calm. "Taehyung, without looking back, you sleep in my house, under my roof. You carry my name. You'll learn sooner or later. I always get what's mine." Jungkook stood frozen, his heart pounding so loud it drowned out the silence of the room. He hated every word Taehyung said. He hated the smugness in his tone. So why did his body betray him with shivers every time Taehyung's eyes met his?